Welcome everybody, here's your Strategy Wolf and welcome back to Strategic Command American Civil War and welcome back to the 15th episode. I think we're in the beginning of 1862, but to be honest this is a very special episode after my super annoying hardware breakdown on Christmas, so I couldn't record all over the holidays just right now, getting done at the end of it. So yeah, and as you see I'm already in here, so I'm not used to recording anymore. I hope you don't hear my nervosity anymore, and I might have forgotten some little things, but I'm pretty sure you will forgive me. So let's just jump right in together. We had a couple of hot fronts, especially our push a little bit at the Potomac, where we put the enemy a little bit under pressure, and yeah, action in Missouri and the opening basically in Kentucky. So a lot of things going on. Let's watch the replay together. And attacking. Probably quite wise a decision from the enemy to attack here, I would say. Not the mines, but it means I'm gonna hold the silver mine for another turn. Very nice. Oh, fired while attacking here, but... Oh, and River Ironclad down here at Fort Gibson. There's like, we don't have any boats there. It's not a bad idea, I assume. However, this also means we are not that much contested right now with our fleet in the north. Oh. Okay, and Batesville Regiment, probably... Okay, we're gonna lose that one. Oh, the enemy bringing in 2 divisions in Missouri. That is ginormous. I mean, we're gonna lose this regiment, but the information we just gained is quite nice, I assume. And here we get beaten up a little bit. Yeah, let's see if the enemy... She doesn't seem to retreat necessarily. Yeah, here I'm still... Yeah, we have a fortress here, so you will need artillery to attack Fort Monroe. But very interesting move from the enemy to, I feel like, substantial forces here, basically on the western flank or western side of the Mississippi. And yeah, this is quite interesting. And ooh, I feel like here we got some 10 MPP sounds a lot. I feel like the last times we haven't had that many. Yeah, so our blockade is getting tougher a little bit. Yeah, but what is that? Like, there's the enemy's offensive here in Missouri is interesting, especially since the enemy units show up on the western side of the Mississippi and not where we were pushing and really threatening Little Rock and so forth to some extent. We've got, plenty of reinforcements, and I was actually right. We are in the first turn of 1862, so very nice to see. Let's have a quick look over here. I totally am out of the procedure, guys. Did we get Tech 1 last turn? Ooh la la, so a lot of actually... Yeah, reinforcements to do and stuff to do. Yeah, we just opened last time. Since the enemy fleet retreated, I don't know if we can take out this fort. I forgot which was this turn immediately again. Yeah, but we saw the Ironclad here is very interesting. Yeah, with that next to it, I feel like this should be sieged and we will, like, yeah, we will potentially lose Fort Gibson soon. But yeah, here we see 2 divisions and at least 2 brigades. And this regiment is out of supply, which is okay because we couldn't buy it back anyways. Alright. This basically means that we're definitely gonna go a little bit on the defensive here, but to be honest, I feel like I don't have too much to lose here until, like, if the enemy wants to push up here. Basically, I can defend here in this forest. There's bad supply. I can defend these bridges and I've here up these forts. So basically Cairo, and the Cairo we can use as a resupply hub, so we can set up troops here. And yeah, this is not really relevant. If the enemy pushes up here, actually I'm happy to do so and invite them to. So if I can continue pushing here and having some, let's say, leverage or like power up here, even though Beauregard is standing very strongly. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, anyways, as always, before I forget my regular pattern, I'll have my look, take my notes, and then, yeah, let's have a quick look over here. Yeah, Fort Thorn. I like the defense of Chino Mine, which is still 14 MPP per turn. Not super decisive, but still nice to have, and this is, I feel like, the prime target in this area. So yeah, we shall see if the enemy can focus here at the moment. She splits up the troops, that's not so wise, but yeah, Fort Thorn is under pressure. We will see But maybe we can just replace them. Anyways, guys, as I said, I'll be back in a second with my notes. And yeah, don't want to make you dizzy. And I'll let you know and how I execute them together with you. See you in a second. Alright guys, we are back, and as always, let's start off in the very west. But actually, since you guys been asking for it, let's have a quick look on diplomacy. So I was asked or not that there are bad surprises, and at the moment the situation looks pretty calm. I know the enemy is invested in some of the great powers, but 20%, I don't feel like the urge to counter anything right now, as far as I rather put effort on the operational success. At the same time, we can have a quick look at the report also. Especially, of course, on research and diplomacy. Nothing special. The enemy hasn't researched it, comments diplomacy. Not for neither us that much, but quite interesting. I feel like we are, in the beginning, we've collected 3,000 more than the enemy, more or less. At the same time, we also spent more, but we lost also less. So in these terms, we're doing actually super nice. Quite happy about the situation so far. And yeah, let's just start off over here. And here I would love to start. How would I love to start, actually? Let's bring in this shuffle. Let's reinforce Fort Thorn to take them up to power. But over here, I'm gonna do an exchange, actually, because I'd love to bring up here those guys to strength 1, technology 1, which is, will make a difference. Here we just keep our position. We could actually run this attack. Maybe, why not? Oh, nice. Oh, good for us. 1, 2. And then one more. The enemy is quite weak, so I'm happy to attack with the cavalry. But yeah, I feel like the enemy should move over here. But so much for these fronts. Let's go to the Missouri one. Our fellas over here, the Ozachi, can move down the front a little bit, and next turn I hope they can take Kustanala. Over here, Fort Gibson, or let's first Fort Washita. We're just gonna get improve their weapons. Fort Gibson we reinforce. I don't know how long this will hold. Here, let's wait. This doesn't make a lot of sense right now. Let's rather keep them in Salina then. Over here, yeah. I wanted to... Okay, here we're gonna shuffle. Reinforce. Let's see. These guys can... Yeah, I feel like the partisans are not a big threat here to Mr. Fremont, especially over the river. This shouldn't be a big problem at all. These guys in Joplin, where we can leave them for a second. We don't have to resupply them right now. Later we might use them for partisan fighting. Alright, then over here. Yeah, these guys will be reinforced. And with these guys, I need for reconnaissance. Since we saw all these divisions over here, these guys we take a little bit back. I don't know if the enemy will go over here with these moves. Anyways, it's good to have some eye over here or not have this undefended. So that's their task now, to have a little bit look and control this situation in this area. These guys are absolutely lost. Supply 0, can't get them out anymore. No use for them anymore. Gainesville will be reinforced this turn, while here this brigade at Poplar Bluff will be upgraded to Tech 1. And slowly I will retreat over here. And this is, I think nobody's here. This is just land we haven't taken so far. This hasn't changed a lot. I'm not really worried that anything would pop up here, especially since the closest supply would be Pocahontas or Batesville, and there's absolutely no supply for the enemy. I'm quite sure about that. All right. Then let's get over here to... It still keeps on doing this. Keep on commenting over it. I don't... If you want it to be cut out, let me know. Then I'll do some little bit more cutting efforts, but I feel like this is bearable. Over here, I've been thinking if we rather should reinforce or give the tech up to our units at first. But we have Grant, a pretty promising general, and Dresden at the moment is still weakly defended by just a brigade and a fighting spirit objective. So I'm very much tempted to attack it now, and I also will. So let's do this first. He's not controlling the ships, right? No, he's not. We can keep him here, but the Rangers can attack first. Looks promising, nice. Yeah, let's move them over here a little bit as a flank protection. Then we can use, yeah, these guys. Oh, not very effective, dead. Yeah, we can't get the divs over the river, which is annoying. Oh, perfect, but they're moving already. This is amazing. So let's move them in. And here the cav we can use over here to deal some extra damage. Really nice. Yeah, get some... so their Trentness also seems not to be occupied. I wonder if it makes sense to move up. I actually think so. Yeah, so now we can, like, if they don't move back, we have the prepared bonus. Grant is in the area. That was pretty successful. Over here, I think I'll use the time because we don't need them right now. I will actually upgrade them. Or will I... No, actually, like, why not? Why this turn? We can use them next turn. So I will move them down here to Hickman. So we have them as a reserve. And if we don't need them next turn, I can still upgrade them. Yeah, I don't know if the enemy now wishes to have these divisions rather in this area, but at least we took another fighting spirit objective. Very good. This river gunboat we will ignore for this turn. We've got these guys. We wanted to put them here to have some brigade over here, but since we saw these divisions here, I'll move them to Cairo, and I think they will be... I think brigades should be enough in this rough terrain to hold them off, so I rather have the brigades here, let's say, and move the divisions and the strong units in this area where we actually want to advance. Talking about advancing. Oh, it's a... Oh, I feel like the enemy reinforced this one after the last one was lost. Nevertheless, I'll go for it. Ah, fuck. Oh, sorry. Okay, not very successful here. In this case, I'll bring these guys to repair because I'm pretty sure the Timberclads won't save the day here. Ah, man, what is this? Oops. And I'll move the Timberclad here up for the next repair option. So, yeah, we get some... Yeah, I don't know. This was easier last time, but I think the upgrade to extra strength was quite wise of the enemy, I would say. Otherwise, I don't know if it was the readiness, but we took one out so far, which is very nice. So we can actually go down the Tennessee River. Cool. Yeah. Let's see what this brings for us in the future. Over here, I'm also not gonna reinforce our attack since we have to move down, definitely. Okay. Thank you for the reconnaissance here. But I think I will not move up here already, so this needs to be leveled up first before we can move down. But at least with the cav, I don't know if the enemy sees us, probably not. Here the cav was once again really helpful. I'm really big fan of the cav brigades. It's really sad that you can't purchase them or like rebuild them after they are gone. I find their value for reconnaissance pretty immense. Down here we have the cav division. You guys move here to this forest. You guys move also down, and you guys also. So I feel like Kentucky, at least the upper part, is secured from unpleasant surprises. I don't know if the enemy has troops to move in here the next turns, but at least something. And yeah, we might or definitely will need some more HQ in these areas, but they will come, no worries. All right, guys, then coming to West Virginia, where we saw the really sad sacrifice of this brigade, since somehow it was... I don't know how this field moved back to the CSA. Anyhow, we are at zero supply, and the enemy hit us pretty hard with this brigade. And I think since the supply is bad, they will kill us off anyways next turn. I can only connect up, but will still not be above 5 supply, 6 supply. For the cheap repurchase, I'll sacrifice them. While these McClellan moves back, this doesn't work. We found out. But with their last move, we will take this mine, which is a 20 MPP value. Of course, it's going to go back to the enemy, but it will lower the MPPs for the enemy for a bit at least, which is pretty nice. Oh, and actually by going there, do we have supply again? No. So I'm pretty sure they're dead next turn. McLellan is going to move out. Probably he might be one of the HQs we might bring here or somewhere else. Yeah, the only problem that remains is potentially this road, that the enemy might move up if we have absolutely no protection for this one. But as soon as we notice anybody moves up, here's nothing big to lose. I can always force march these guys from Lewisburg basically to Sutton, and I have more or less the same control we need to have. So this is absolutely okay. We will survive like that. Please don't forget, these ones are in reserve because they're fighting the partisans down here. Okay, this is a quite not successful chapter of our West Virginia approach, but at least it gave us, so we know the enemy has brigades over here, and the enemy knows we're checking that, so she can't really move them away also, which is not very nice to see. Over here at the Potomac, let's see. Yeah, we unfortunately don't have very strong... Yeah, if you look around, the opportunities for us to attack are quite limited. Yeah, and we didn't see any good attack choice. I mean, it's snowy, it's bad. Their supply is also quite bad, to be honest, or not great, at least. Yeah, at least I would say the enemy did anticipate it nicely. I feel like there's an extra division. Okay, good to know. Their move down here to Warrenton was countered nicely. Yeah. Oh, God. So I don't see an attack chance right now, to be honest. I'm just going to reinforce. And let's do this over here. So please, if you encounter this too, let me know. Here I'm going to do an exchange in case I might be able to resupply them next turn. And here I think these guys I can actually retreat. And I will. Question is, shall we keep up this pressure? I think we can, and it's absolutely fair point to do so. I mean, the supply isn't that great, but nevertheless. Yeah, I didn't anticipate this last time, so this time we can actually upgrade our division here, which is very nice. These Marines I'm gonna move out here next to the harbor, so we can use them. Instead, we're gonna move in this division. These engineers are new, and they can start constructing fortifications. I think I want 3 sites. Yeah, a third of a year, but here at least our Potomac position next to Washington will be heavily secured from fortifications. Is really good to know, and better safe than sorry. Garibaldi is moving down the coastline. He'll take over soon the Washington command, which was planned. All right, so down here, yeah. Oh, I didn't see this possibility, but let's do it actually, since there's... Let's hit them where we can. Good one. And over here, let's use our boat a bit. And now let's go to the naval stuff. So let's start over here. I didn't forget any boats up here on the, let's see, old New England. Here we're blockading the harbor. Let's actually, is there a chance to fire up on it without, nope. But here we've got Fort Terrace. Yeah, we like here down here we had in plan actually to take Fort Pulaski as soon as possible. We already have Beaufort, so a nice supply hub, which will be come in pretty handy. We need to get troops down here. Then you can take over here. Yeah, we will take Savannah out as a port. We need just more troops down here. These 2 guys are kind of staying. Actually, these guys can already resupply because we're going down with these. Yeah, now our more and more ships are incoming, so our blockade will absolutely accelerate, if you want to say so. Oh, not forget to set them as a radar, actually. Yeah, it wasn't actually necessary to put in the question I wrote in one of the last episodes. I commented already, but just that you know, These lines basically, oh god, these lines here, they are supply routes. These are the where we see how much we raided with the ships every single turn, with the basically with the events, or how would you want to call it. And these hexes are something different. You have to have one ship here to prevent any event firing, like blockade runners events that would increase the diplomatic tendencies of the European powers that basically run supply runners, blockade runners, and thereby gets better. I think the frigates we will... Yeah, we'll need the frigates down here in the Atlantic. Why can't it move? Ah, because it's next to an enemy, or is this the reason? Well, then actually... No, I'm keeping the frigate here for this blockade. This is okay, as well as the gunship, and just bring another gunship down here, because the gunships are really good in dealing damage to land units. This will be helpful with this fortress. Alright, so much about this here. We have some new units to set up, and a new gunboat. Beautiful. Let's do the boats maybe first. Another gunboat. This has to be set up here, okay. This is one that was already done. Another one we built. Let's... Okay, this... Do we need more down here? Potentially, yes. Okay, we need one. Let's at least give... Okay, so reinforce the Gulf of Mexico with these guys. And then we've got 3 divisions and 1 cav division to bring out. It's we saw some divisions. I mean, the enemy is also not super strong, but I'd rather like replace some brigades here with divisions. That's why, even though our current focus, I would say, I mean, we can't really. I don't have a like. We have to see how the enemy is gonna look, how the situation looks like in the beginning of the year. We definitely need reinforcement also here. But let's at least place 2 divisions over here to take the key positions, to better rather better safe than sorry. And the Blanker, yeah. So we have the Custer division, that's cavalry. Yeah, definitely. We'll need one here. And then the Schurz division. I think I moved them down here from Evansville. Alrighty, I feel like we moved all the troops. Let's go to our shopping or research. At first, we have 250 MPP over available for more research, which came from the infantry equipment that we did successfully last turn, and we definitely want to double check this again. So 250 in here leaves us for production 998. I'll get the last available cavalry division. This time let's take the Torbert one, by just going by sympathy for the name. And then we'll get probably 2 more divisions, the Lawmen. And once again, it's just... We can get 2, right? 315. Oh yeah, it works kind of well. And then let's get the Dix division. Alright. Whew. I might have miscalculated or altered some plans, reinforced somewhere else, or where I didn't plan to. However, it works out pretty well. 12 MPPs left, looking good. Everything fine, we forgot nothing. Everything's set. Yeah, how this is gonna turn out, I mean, we could retreat everything, because this is not super... Now I see this. Is it any value to really cut them off here in Shenandoah? I mean, we don't have any supply here, right? So they probably fight their way through. I don't even know if there's like any reinforcements incoming. The mine doesn't provide us any supply. What I'm trying, let's at least perform the 0-0 that there's some, sure, 0-0. To weaken them. Ah, no, this at least in our very nice for us, at least once in a while. Nice. Oh, Okay, the persistence here with Beauregard is helpful. Then let's actually shuffle them in also. Okay, taking him down to 7 might be helpful. I don't know how it affects the situation of the supply. If I were the enemy, I'd still retreat down here and move back. If we have spring weather, no mud or no snow around here, I might even consider going for this. But the supply situation, once again, is pretty terrible down here, which makes it hard. Now, since we did this, am I tempted to? No, I'd rather keep up the fighting spirit and everything, and yeah, stay in good shape. These guys, I will definitely upgrade next turn, the Marines, by the way, and then, I don't know, we have some Marine capacity. One division is quite little, so no major landing could be performed. But, I don't know if you have any smart ideas, like, I feel like Wilmington, like, these places could be taken out with one division and some gunboats. Let's, I mean, the gunboat can't really go here, so here the gunboats don't help. Neither here. Okay, actually, yeah, we need to take Fort Pulaski, Savannah. There's no fighting spirit. I mean, it's a distraction anyway, so probably like something like, yeah, here, Elizabeth City. Here we can use gunboats. Norfolk, not yet, but taking Elizabeth City could be an option. However, I guess if we do that, there should be a plan for reinforcements, which can be brought in, surely. Let me know what your ideas for. We're building up a little bit of a navy, and it's getting stronger and stronger, and we do have naval marine infantry. So let me know what you think. Another obviously viable or quite interesting option is also to place maybe marine infantry somewhere here, or use also regular infantry. Since we do control the Tennessee River, we could go down here and take Decatur, like really landing here in the back of Tennessee, like, I don't know, establishing ourselves down here. This is quite risky, but with a push from here, I mean, we need more troops, of course. We don't have them right now. Just having some, of course, New Orleans is always in debate. So yeah, there's plenty of options. So we do have navy. So I would love to use it. We shall see where this goes. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this one. So I'm quite happy to be back at the front lines, back at my computer to produce for you guys. I've missed it most certainly. Thank you for watching. It would be amazing if you keep on pushing me, since we're so close already to 300 subs. It would be amazing if you leave me a like and subscription. And then I see you definitely in the next episode. Bye, your Strategy Wolf. Oh, sorry guys. And of course, I'm missing routine. I'm doing already the moderation, and I have to finish here. Okay. Yeah. But the enemy will get some bonus. Yeah, here losses. Attrition, attrition, attrition. The capture of Dresden we celebrate for sure. Blockade of Norfolk, as always. What? Niagara hit by Rhapsody. Oh my god. President Lincoln appoints Edwin Stanton as Secretary of War. Naval Tactics Development. Nice. And we're collecting a couple of MPPs. So finally, it was like nice to be with you again. So, and definitely see you next time with the next episode by your Strategy Wolf.